My name's Canute Jacob, and in terms of my journey with the financial sector or the property sector has been very skeptical because for me, everything has to be backed by data, have my own due diligence conducted, and only then I would think about investing with someone. And the most important aspect for me is to be able to have someone that I trust. And I haven't been able to do that so far. And only after I've worked with you and got to know you personally that I was able to make that connection and then give you the opportunity to review my case and then make a decision. So I'm grateful for that. And over the years, it's been different living a single life and constantly wasting money on expensive cars and bikes and holidays and luxury items, etc., but not actually thinking about the future. So I'm glad we had this conversation where I've got to think about the next stage of my life in terms of I don't want to be working till I'm 80. I want to have an investment portfolio and be able to utilize the investment that I have to be able to give me multiple streams of income and have some kind of financial security. That was the reason I invested with Remington. The experience has been nothing but positive, and the good thing is that when I say that I need to be contacted or follow up, they always do that, which is important for me. But also being so busy with work, etc., because I work in a busy executive role, so I don't have much time. So I need someone to do the homework for me in terms of the due diligence, in terms of data, because that is key to me to be able to make a prudent decision, because you can't just make a decision based on lack of data. You need the data, you need the research, you need to be able to see what the key milestones for Remington have been. So that was key too. And I keep watching Chris's, the founder's podcasts or his little videos on LinkedIn. And there was one interesting one where he spoke about $100 bill and how you can actually save, put so much away each time. And that actually resonated with me. I'm like, what's the point of blowing all this money? Because I'm not going to have anything for the financial future.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to think about what's in the next 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. Primarily, I dealt with Marcus Walford, that's you. So that was my first inroads into the organization. So I dealt with Shayla, and Shayla's been really good in terms of following up and making sure that she gives me an update for various properties as to what stage they're at. And if there's anything that I need to do and provide information or authorization, etc. So I've lived in my own home for the last 16 years. And the option I had was like most of my other friends, they're very short-sighted, a few of them, because they don't understand the importance of being able to leverage their investments, their assets, etc., and their equity. So what they do is they go out there and buy $1 million home or a $2 million, $3 million house, and they're paying for that for the rest of their life. And at the end of that, they may or may not be able to pay it off, but they've got nothing else. They're asset rich but cash poor. And I didn't want to be in that situation. I actually wanted to be in a much more stronger financial position. And that's why I'm grateful to Remington and Marcus, especially you, because you've been able to sit there and do an assessment for me. And after conducting that particular assessment, we ascertained that the best thing to do is to look at certain markets where the property values were not extremely high. It was affordable to buy, but the potential for growth, especially when you start talking about infrastructure, the government is investing. You've got to think about that. What is the repayments going to be like? What kind of affordability it's going to be for renters? And then also having the peace of mind that Remington does everything for me. That was important because I don't have time chasing people to try and find new renters or to see how they're looking after the property. I don't have time for that. I want to give it to someone that I trust. They do everything for me. All I'm concerned at the end of the day is how much money is that particular asset making for me. So we started off with Toowoomba in Queensland. And the reason I bought in Toowoomba is because of the affordability and also with the low occupancy rate. And in that time, within the next 6 to 7 months, most of the properties that are people looking to buy now, they have to pay over $100,000, $150,000 more. So in less than 6 to 7 months, I've made $150,000, and I don't think I could have made that amount legally in such a short span of time. And then my second property from there, I always stressed the importance that I wanted to buy multiple properties. I didn't want to just buy one. And then we looked at various markets around the world, around Australia, and then we were able to find South Australia, which is a good market. And that was again a great investment, just under $500,000. And now I'm looking at having that particular property, constructed and get someone in there. The most important thing for me, for my future, is to be able to have peace of mind, because I don't expect to work off anything the government's providing me or any support. I don't expect that. I don't want that. I want to be able to think about the next 15, 20, 30 years, etc., in terms of having the joys of doing what I want to do, whether it's to buy a HRD Vincent Black Shadow or is it to buy a Bruff Superior, which is close to $500,000. So I want to be able to be in that situation. I want to pursue something that I'm passionate about and then be able to travel around the world, be able to provide for my family and also support some causes for charity. I definitely say that Remington has changed my life. Otherwise, I'd be still doing the same thing again and again, constantly thinking of doing something and putting it off and not doing anything at all. Like I said, initially it was important that I had someone that I trusted, looked at what the milestones and achievements that they've had so far, and also in terms of the data. That was crucial. So they've definitely made my life a lot easier, because now I've got my third property, and I'm looking at multiple properties after this. So every time that I want to have interaction with Marcus, it has to be about the future. You know, understand we've got these properties now, but let's start thinking about the future. What's the market doing? What is the affordability like? Also bearing in mind with the interest rates and the cash rates that's going up. Absolutely, Remington has been there right through the journey. It's not just a sale and then they forget about me. The after sale service has been wonderful. So they constantly keep me updated, whether it's finance, whether it's in terms of the construction permits, etc. They always keep me updated. So that's great. I definitely would recommend Remington to my friends and family. I've already done that, and two of them have purchased properties through Remington. One has actually purchased multiple properties, and I've got several other friends that I definitely would recommend, because for me, my word of mouth is important. I wouldn't recommend someone if I don't trust in the product or the service. I don't want them to go through the pains that I've been through in terms of wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. I actually want them to be able to take the benefit that Remington offers and save them the pain factor.